The Royals threw the first punch last night, and when the Indians came back with a flurry to even it up in the fifth, Kansas City responded with a 3-run knockout blow. Today, the Tribe will look to land the first shot in support of David Huff next on Sports Time Ohio. It's the final meeting of the year here at Kauffman Stadium between the Indians and the Kansas City Royals as the Tribe tries to avoid being swept at the hands of KC. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Coming into today's game, the Indians will get Jason Kipnis back in the starting lineup. 3 years ago, that's all it was, that the Indians made him a second-round pick out of Arizona State. He was an outfielder. Little did they know he would quickly develop into their starting second baseman.
Well, I'll tell you, this has certainly been a learning year for Jason Kipnis. The first year of an opportunity to play every day in the big leagues, I think he's learned a lot. He's taught people one thing, that he can hit in the top part of that lineup. He's a gamer. He hustles. He plays the game the way it should be. And, you don't look at him as a power hitter. He's just a spark plug for this team. If you surround him with veteran players, he's going to fit in nicely. But the biggest thing I think I've learned about Jason Kipnis is that he can play defense. Boy, he has made the transition. I wasn't sure early in the year if he was going to, fit in to play second base. Only 6 errors on the year. Not only that, he's second on the team in RBIs. He has really had an overall very good season, I think, for the Indians.
No question about that. Let's take a look right now at our Nissan Road Ahead pitching matchup for this afternoon as David Huff gets the start for the Tribe.
Well, and David Huff has basically just pitched against the Minnesota Twins. He's going to get his chance against the Kansas City Royals right now. The fastball, a slider. He's going to need that breaking ball to be successful today, and a straight changeup for David Huff. In his career against the Kansas City Royals, he is 2-2. So we'll see how he fares. Hopefully he can get a win here this afternoon. He'll be matched up against a young rookie, a 22-year-old Jake Odorizzi, and he came over from Milwaukee, and the Zach Greinke trade will make his major league debut.
Get to a Nissan dealer for special offers on innovation that excites. The Indians trying to snap a 7-game losing streak against the Kansas City Royals. We're back with the play-by-play action coming up next. Well, a beautiful afternoon here in Kansas City, Missouri, where the Indians and the Royals put the wraps on this series here today. Beautiful blue skies, a little cool, perfect autumn-like afternoon. Royals have taken the field behind rookie Jake Odorizzi, making his major league debut here today. And let's see the lineup he'll face for Maniac this Tribe, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Shin-Soo Choo will lead it off, followed by Jason Kipnis, then Asdrubal Cabrera. Carlos Santana, Michael Brantley, and Casey Kochman in the middle, followed by Jack Hanahan, Ezekiel Carrera, and Lou Marson.
Well, let's take a look at the rookie Jake Odorizzi's numbers down in AAA. He's 15-5 combined at AA and AAA. He had a really nice year. He was the Omaha Pitcher of the Year. He went 11-3 in 18 starts with a 2.93 ERA. 135 strikeouts, making his major league debut, coming over to Kansas City in the Zach Greinke trade. That trade took place December 19, 2010. So he will make his major league debut. He's going to throw to his catcher that he pitched to this year, Moore, who will be behind the plate. So that'll make him feel a little more comfortable. So we'll see how the 22-year-old fares today.
Shin-Soo Choo looks at ball one outside, and we're underway. .65 degrees our game time temperature. Choo, a swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Foul right back.
You know, he had to wait a while before he made his major league debut, but he said he thought it helped sitting around here this week, watching how the boys go through their rotation, how they handle themselves. He had a chance to see the Indians play for 2 games and watch everybody else pitch. So he feels he's ready to go.
Well, there's a line drive base hit for Choo. Takes it the other way for a leadoff single.
Well, she's going to take this ball and slap it the other way. It was a fastball at 92, elevated. So he goes the other way, and the Indians off to a good start.
Jason Kipnis will bat now, 1 for 5 in the series. And the pitch up high for ball 1. You mentioned in our open today that this has been a great learning year for Jason Kipnis, because for any young player, the grind of a 6-month, 162 game campaign where it's every day and there's no let up, it's important to go through that so that you mentally understand what it takes, physically understand what it takes.
Yeah, I think physically more so than anything. You get into this grind every day and you're out there, and especially the way the Indians have been playing the second half, they've been terrible. And he's just, you know, you have to go out there every day and continue to do it and to continue to grind. He hasn't had the pleasure of having a lot of veteran leadership around him. You know, guys that have been through it before that can go out and sort of help him and guide him and direct him through it. So he's had to learn it on his own. And he's doing it at a new position at second base. So I respect what he's done this year, and he's going to have to finish it out for the next 10 games.
Swung on and missed. He chased one down low. And Odorizzi has his first big league strikeout, 1 down here in the first.
Take a look at the Home Depot Royals defense behind him. It's Gordon in left field, Bourgeois in center, Francoeur in right. It'll be Abreu at third, Escobar at short, Giovitella at second, Hosmer at first, with Moore behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
The umpires today, Gary Cederstrom is your crew chief. He's at second base today. Indians have had issues with Lance Barksdale in the first 2 games of the series, both at first base and at home plate. The Indians really felt, Manny Acta strongly saying after the game that he felt Barksdale blew the call at home plate last night. They felt that Santana's foot was on home plate when he caught the ball, and they felt he should have been out at home. But obviously Barksdale didn't see it that way, didn't call it that way, as Alex Gordon fighting the sun.
See how he turned to the side to play it off to the side of the sunshine. So a bright sunny day in Kansas City. And
let's go back to last night, Rick. This was the play at home plate. We had a tough time seeing it. They might have had a different angle, but they just felt like in the glove, his foot was still on the plate. And again, Barksdale didn't call it that way, and that cost the Indians.
He's as close to the play as anybody. So, you know what? There are plays that don't go your way.
And the night before, they had the bang-bang play on the double play at first that would have gotten them out of the inning, and the Royals capitalized.
I understand. I mean, there's always plays in a ball game where you turn around and you look at it, but I still go back and say, Ubaldo, after they get 2 runs, they come out and walk 2 guys. To put himself in that position to even that play be around, that to me is the problem.
Carlos Santana, the DH, 3 for 8 in the series. And Jake Odorizzi misses down low, 2-0.
So far, I see a fastball changeup for the most part for Odorizzi.
Fires to first. Odorizzi, a native of Illinois, was a 3-sport star athlete in high school, was a wide receiver in football, played basketball. They say he's a very good athlete on the mound. Think back to Zach Greinke. Boy, he was a terrific athlete. Santana with a liner. And what a stop by Giavotella. And he'll throw him out at first. Wow. That was a terrific play by Giavotella on the outfield grass. Watch the pick. And he throws him out to end the inning. Score, bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Royals starting 9 for Ned Yost today, brought to you by Kia. Jason Bourgeois getting the start today in center field and leading it off, followed by Alcides Escobar, then Alex Gordon, Billy Butler, Jeff Francoeur, and Johnny Giavotella, Eric Hosmer, Tony Abreu, and Adam Moore.
28-year-old left-hander David Huff on the mound for the Indians this afternoon. He's 1-0 at .261 earned run average. He's only pitched 10 in the third innings, given up 10 hits, struck out 11 and walked 2. In his career against Kansas City, he is 2-2 in his 4 starts. This year, right-handers hitting 190 off him, 4 for 21, while lefties are hitting 316. They are 6 for 19. So he's going to get a look at Kansas City for the first time this year. Did pitch against them last year in 1 start. It was a loss, 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs.
There's a strike to Bourgeois as David Huff gets the start here today. Weekly tap towards second base, and Kipnis will fire to Kochman for out number 1.
Let's look at that Tribe defense behind David Huff this afternoon. It'll be Carrera in left, Brantley in center, Chu in right, Hanahan in third, Cabrera in short, Kipnis at second, Kochman at first, Marson behind the plate.
Escobar 2 out of 7 in the series. And Huff goes at him with a strike, 1-1. High fly ball to center field. Back goes Brantley. Big part of the ballpark, 2 down. Well, I like what you said earlier that, David Huff, in a game like today against this Royals team, they hit the fastball very well. Most good hitting teams do.
Yeah.
But his secondary stuff is going to have to play for him to have success this afternoon. But he still has to, I think, be aggressive with his fastball early in counts.
Yeah, he's got to get ahead in the count. You don't want to nibble. See, this is a team they don't walk. They're last in the league in walks, 378. You want to stay ahead of them. You get them to swing at your pitch. So it is location of his fastball. And I think for any team that he faces, as straight as his fastball is, that's what he has to do. He's got to locate it on both sides of the plate and then go from there.
Well, he goes back-to-back fastballs outside corner to get ahead of Gordon, 0-2. League leaders brought to you by your Cleveland Akron area Lexus dealers. And Gordon put together another special season offensively, and he's hit on the 0-2 pitch. Oh, boy.
Well, he nailed the outside corner with his first 2 pitches, then wants to come up inside, and he just missed with it. He ended up getting a piece of it. He didn't get out of the way. Trying to go inside with it, and you watch, it looks like it went off his elbow. It did. Back part of his arm, and it looks like he has a little protection there. See it up on that the arm up there? He takes that off, so he's got the protection, so he's fine.
Well, now they have to face Billy Butler with a runner aboard. Butler 4 for 7 in the series, couple of doubles.
Yeah, he put on a clinic last night swinging the bat. Trying to go the other way and really put some good swings on the baseball.
And a strike over the corner on the outside part of the plate. And it's 1-1. Huff sets, deals, and Butler lines it to short. Cabrera's got it. The inning is over. 1 complete in Kansas City, no score. Indians baseball is brought to you by McDonald's Cherry Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Michael Brantley, Casey Kochman, and Jack Hanahan do for the Indians here in inning number 2. Brantley takes a fastball for a strike from Jake Odorizzi. And it's quickly 0-2. Foul, out of play. Fouled first base side as Brantley stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes.
There's the curve ball. Well, that's the first one he's thrown yet, but it looked like more of a curve ball than a slider.
Up high, wouldn't chase after it. Big curveball, but it hung, and Brantley pulls it to deep right field. Back goes Francoeur, and he runs it down 1 away. Today's stat of the game comes to you for courtesy of our Northern Ohio GMC dealers and the Kansas City Royals. 9-5 against the Tribe, most wins since '03.
7 straight wins against the Indians. They came in here last time, they swept us. We're looking to get swept again. We're looking to win 9 out of 10.
Casey Kochman takes a strike.
With their loss last night, the Indians have dropped 5 consecutive series. And that's been, you know, anytime you go into a series, you try to win it 2 out of 3. But boy, oh boy, they've only won just 2 out of their last 22 series going back to early July. They've won 2, they've lost 17, and they've split 3.
Well, this second half collapse has been so sudden and so severe that the numbers are just kind of staggering in many different categories. Kochman chops it to first base. Hosmer will flip it. And that's out number 2. I mean, they've lost 41 out of 53 games. And you and I were reading the paper this morning, and that Kansas City Royals team that lost 106 games
in 05
never had a stretch like that. Think about that. They lost over 100
19
games.
straight at one time, too. They lost.
They had a 19-game losing streak and still never had a stretch like the Indians are in right now. Since the All-Star break, the Tribe has lost 78% of their road games. That's almost 8 out of every 10 they've lost on the road since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're right. As you start looking at the trends and the stats, and there's
nothing really good to look at. You're right.
From it.
I mean, when you consider when they started out the year, they started out 12-6 on the road. They only have, and that was in May, mid-May. They were 12-6 their first 18 road games. They only have 28 wins on the road this year.
Hanahan takes a call, third strike. And the Indians go 1-2-3. Middle of the second, no score. No score, bottom of the second inning. Francoeur, Giavotella, and Hosmer due up for Kansas City. Jeff Francoeur, Royals right fielder, has gone 2 for 7 in the series. 13 home runs, 23 doubles on the year. Good first inning for David Huff. And he gets ahead with a good fastball. So he's establishing his fastball early in counts here at the outset. So you like the game plan.
13 pitches, 10 strikes. I like that.
There's an off-speed pitch. Caught the, well, I guess it just missed 1-1. That'll go out of play. He almost hit Francoeur.
Well, what I like about it is when you go inside, you go in and you miss in. You don't miss on the plate. He ended up hitting Gordon. He had him down 0-2, but he tried to go inside. He hit him. But right there, you got 2 strikes on Francoeur. Go inside.
Well, and Francoeur went down and pulled that pitch right through the middle of the infield.
Well, you give him credit. Francoeur hit a good pitch. You think after this is a pitch inside. It was just pitched inside. Now he goes down and away. I'm going to tell you, that's great hitting. There's not a single thing you could do. Look where that ball was. You talk about an awkward swing, but he hits a line drive back up the middle on that. That's all Francoeur right there.
Johnny Giavotella takes a strike.
What a play this guy made in the first inning to get out of it on Santana. Beautiful. Smothering, diving catch. Go back to the first inning and watch. He's playing him deep and in the grass. Not many times do you see a guy's glove coming down. Usually it goes from the ground up where they make the plays, but he's diving. It went up, down, and he ended up catching that ball cleanly.
Fouled right back. No balls, 2 strikes. With Frank Coor at first. Runner goes. Pitch up high. Martian's throw. They got him. Oh, what a perfect throw and a great slap tag by Kipnis. 1 away.
Well, that time, I mean, Huff gave him an opportunity. He gave the catcher an opportunity. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. And Marson has only thrown out about 13% of the runners, but right there it was right on the money and a nice throw. And if you give your catchers an opportunity, they will do it.
Pops him up. Cabrera back in the outfield grass. No problem with the sun. 2 down. Time now to get a look at our injury report today. Brought to you by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Oh, Roberto Hernandez, he's still working towards maybe pitching one more time before the season's over. But it would appear unlikely at this point because from what they've seen, that ankle is still bothering him when he tries to run around and move around on the field. And Jason Donald is hopefully maybe a day or 2 from getting back onto the field. Hosmer bounces one to short. Cabrera will throw him out, and the inning comes to an end. 2 complete, no score in Kansas City. Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. No score, 3rd inning. For the Indians, Ezekiel Carrera, Lou Marson, and Shin-Soo Choo do up. Carrera 1 for 4 in the series, 242 average in his time with the Tribe. Swung on and missed in the count. No, 0-2. Gets fouled back. Herrera stays alive. What we've seen so far from Jake Odorizzi is a guy who is being aggressive here in his first major league start. And one thing you do wonder about, and again, this is just a first time we've seen him, but fastball 90, 91. So obviously not a guy that's overpowering, so he's going to have to rely on that command and location. The off-speed pitch, there's the athleticism, and he throws him out.
Well, you said he was a good athlete, and he shows it right there. He jumped off that mound and went back, and that's a tough play when you're going down the backside of that mound, and he had to try and catch the ball as it's coming down. If he doesn't catch it perfectly and get rid of it, it's going to be a base hit. But look at him coming down the mound. Very nice play.
Yeah, I don't know that he's. We mentioned it briefly just before the first inning ended. I don't know that he's in the category of Zach Greinke athletically, but obviously he's better than average. 2 down. Today's trivia question brought to you by AT&T. 3 players in American League history have had 20 or more doubles, triples, and homers in the same season. Only 3. 20 or more doubles, triples, and homers. Boy, the triples, that's the amazing thing. Have 20 triples.
Yeah, that's. I think we use this question every year.
Breaking ball misses. 1-1 to count. Downstairs. Now the 2-1. Two at a good count, and he lices one up the alley in right center field. It will be cut off by Bourgeois. And a 2-out single for Chu, who is 2 for 2, and he has both Indians hits. So we'll see if Jason Kipnis can help to spark a 2-out rally now. Jason struck out his first time up. Boy, he has not been on the same page with the home plate umpire since his first at bat. He feels like Odorizzi's getting that outside corner, or maybe he's getting a little more than the outside corner. Now they're coming in, and he pops it up. That'll end the inning, and to show you how frustrated Kipnis was, his bat ended up all the way at the backstop. Middle of the third, no score. We go now to the bottom of the third, where Tony Abreu, Adam Moore, and Jason Bourgeois will bat for the Royals. Abreu and Moore getting their first action in the series here today. Abreu playing at third base. He's a switch hitter. And he'll take a strike here. In his limited opportunities, Abreu has hit .306. This is just the 16th game that he has played in. Meanwhile, Adam Moore, the on-deck hitter, has not played in a game this year with Kansas City. Pops him up on the infield. Kipnis calls for it, and the second baseman has it one away.
Well, 2013 season tickets are now available. You can take advantage of the brand new customizable season ticket holder benefits package. It's called Tribe Rewards. Spend points however you choose. Experiences like throwing out a first pitch or attending a pregame press conference. If you would like more information, call 216-420-HITS.
Missed down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Moore drives it to deep left field, and in his first at bat as a Kansas City Royal, socks it out of here. And Kansas City takes a 1-0 lead.
I think it's the first guy that David Huff fell behind. This kid's catching because for Odorizzi, he caught him down in the minor leagues. So he says, Ned Yost says, I want to get him, keep him feeling comfortable. This kid hit a bomb. I mean, this ball got out of here. You'll see the fastball out over the plate. He put a short swing at it, and watch where this one lands. It is way out of here.
In his Kansas City debut.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Moore played parts of 3 seasons with Seattle, but never hit much with the Mariners. And he was claimed on outright waivers in July by the Kansas City Royals. So David Huff touched up, gives up his first home run. The Royals have a 1-0 lead.
They're going to expect that from him every at bat. He's in trouble. He put a good swing on that 2-0 pitch.
Now Jason Bourgeois has a 2-0 count. Way outside, 3-0. Grooves a fastball in there, 3-1. Chops it to short as Drupal Cabrera throws him out, 2 down. The Indians-White Sox game on Tuesday has been moved to a 2 p.m. start, with Ford Indians on deck starting at 1:30 on Sports Time Ohio. Later that evening, the replay of the Notre Dame-Michigan game, followed by Chuck's last call. It will be Corey Kluber going up against Francisco Liriano in an important game in the AL Central Division race. And that game will come to you Tuesday at 2 p.m. So if you've got your schedules, don't look at the schedule.
Yeah, they changed the game time. White Sox wrapping up their series out in Los Angeles this afternoon before they head home. We will meet them tomorrow night. They've lost, what, 4 straight?
Pitch inside, pushes him back.
Half a game lead going into today. Detroit with the doubleheader. make up that rain out on, what was it, Thursday?
Popped into foul ground. Kochman will squeeze it, and the inning is over. 3 complete. Adam Moore's solo blast, his first as a Kansas City Royal, as the Royals on top 1-0. As we move on to the 4th inning, as Drupal Cabrera, Carlos Santana, Michael Brantley due up for the Tribe. So far, it's all about the debut guys. Odorizzi making his major league debut. The pitcher, 3 shutout innings under his belt. And his battery mate, Adam Moore, in his Kansas City debut, has homered to give the young pitcher a 1-0 lead. It's outside for ball 1. Cabrera turned it loose, came up empty. It's 1-1. Just missing. 2 balls and a strike. Towering pop. Out goes Hosmer, Giavotella, Hosmer and Giavotella, and Giavotella makes the grab. I didn't think he was going to, because usually the bigger guy wins in those matchups.
Yeah, let the little man come in and get it.
Our minor league update brought to you by University Hospitals. Tim Fedorov had a good year swinging the bat at both Akron and Columbus. 7th round pick 4 years ago. Combined .316 average. Santana takes a strike. Carlos robbed of a base hit his first time up on a splendid diving play by Giavotella. That slow hook. That's kind of a lost art, isn't it? There just aren't many guys that throw the big slow curve. Most guys want the slurve or the hard-breaking slider.
Their changeup a lot more, and that big curveball is tougher to control. It's tougher to get called a strike. But it's a good show pitch. It's a good get me over strike one pitch you can throw it for, and you know, when you get to 2 strikes and you have a guy and after you buzz him inside, you can wrap it around the outside corner.
Swung on and missed. And a full count.
He has the count in his favor. Again, he's trying to pull a pitch on the outside part of the plate. It comes up empty.
And he keeps swinging for the downs, and he comes up empty again. 3rd strikeout now for Odorizzi. 2 down in the inning.
Went at him with a fastball away. And there you see it. Swings through it, trying to pull it.
Brantley flied to right his first time up. 2 down here in the 4th. And Michael shoots one to left field. Alex Gordon makes the catch. The Indians go 1-2-3 for the second time today. And it's 1-0 Kansas City, middle of the 4th. Alex Gordon, Billy Butler, and Jeff Francoeur coming up for Kansas City. Alex Gordon hit by a pitch his first time up. And that was on an 0-2 pitch. After David Huff had made 2 very good fastball pitches to the outside corner to get ahead. Then he tried to go in. And he went too far in and drilled Gordon in the elbow. Sends a high drive deep to center. Back is Brantley, still going back. And he'll make the catch in the middle of that warning track for out number 1.
It's a big outfield. You go straight away. You've got to be a man to hit it out of that part of the ballpark.
And I don't know if it's a factor, Rick, but there's just a slight breeze and it's blowing in today.
He hit that ball well. But to the part of the ballpark, look at Brantley going back, and it just dies out there. That's what this guy Butler talks about all season long. You know, those alleys, man, from right center to left center. 387, it goes to 410 and straightaway center. That's a long way to hit a baseball every time. You can hit it pure, but it's not going to get over that fence. Not at this time of the year. The fall, there's a little coolness in the air. It's not like it's summertime and it's humid and the ball's jumping a little bit better.
Butler drives one to right field. Chu runs it down 2 away.
Well, you want to come down to Progressive Field. They have one more student ID game, and that'll be against the Kansas City Royals September 28th. It is presented by Taco Bell, Doritos Locos Taco. So log on to Indians.com.
Fastball strike. Swung on and missed. Frank Gore went chasing.
Well, he hit a pitch his first time up like that, so he figured I'll try it again. This one was way outside, but he did. He hit a ball his first time up.
Pops him up. Foul ground. Kochman over and can't get to it.
Yeah, after you see the pitch that he hit his last time up, there's no way you want to throw him down in the strike zone unless you bounce the ball. You can go up and elevate it because when you see he can hit a ball as hard as he did the first time up and it was about 6 inches off the ground, you don't want to go down there. Bounce it if you do. I mean, you watch this ball that he hits here. When you can reach that pitch with 2 strikes, then there's something wrong. You can't pitch him down there.
He's run the string out, full count. Threw it by him. Good pitch by Huff. Gets his first strikeout, and for the first time today, the Royals are retired in order.
Panini's with 17 locations in Northeast Ohio. By Levin's, home of the Sealy Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. By Kia, Cleveland.com. And by First Merit Bank.
Seven. Go to the 5th inning here in Kansas City, where the Royals lead the Indians 1-0. Both pitchers have thrown the ball well. Jake Odorizzi, in his major league debut, has given up just 2 singles to Shin-Soo Choo. That's been it. And for David Huff, one solo homer to Adam Moore of the 2 hits he's allowed. So it's a 1-0 game. Casey Kochman, Jack Hanahan, and Ezekiel Carrera. Live ball. Center field, left center field, and Gordon. The left fielder grabs it, 1 away. Here's our great clip of the game from last night. Cord Phelps. His first home run of the year, a 2-run shot. That tied the game at 2. Great clips. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you remember that first 4 innings, they had all the opportunities in the world, and he came up and made one swing and tied the game up in a heartbeat.
Jack Hanahan called out on strikes his first time up. Looks at a ball outside. At the knees, a strike. Too low, 2 balls and a strike. That's fouled out of play. And we're even at 2-2. Right back to the screen. Yankees A's tied at 4. They're in the 5th. Twins lead the Tigers 5-2 in the 7th. They've got a doubleheader in the Motor City today. Rick just told you, I mean, the White Sox have lost 4 in a row, so Detroit's got a golden opportunity, and yet they're having trouble with the Twins in game 1 of their doubleheader today.
Well, it's going to be spoilers. Both these teams, the Royals and the Indians, at the end of the year have opportunities to ruin some seasons, because we'll see the White Sox 6 times, and the Royals are going to face the Tigers 6 times. So even though you're not in the thick of things, you can still make it messy for another team.
After what Kansas City has done to Chicago this year, the White Sox are hoping they can do the same thing to Detroit.
Yeah, yes indeed. 12-6. The Royals were against the White Sox this year. And would they win 8 out of the last 10 or something like that? They were very good.
And the White Sox this year against the Tigers are just 4-7.
You know, they were able to beat Chris Sale 3 times this year, and that's one of the reasons why they could handle the White Sox. You beat their best, and that guy has been unhittable, and that's who the Indians are going to face tomorrow night.
First walk allowed by Odorizzi, and a 1-out base runner for Ezekiel Carrera. Let's go back to the Hyundai Studios right now for an update on that Tigers game. Here's Al Pawlowski. All right, thanks, Al. Here's Carrera with the infield pinching in at the corners, and they almost hit him. And Moore quickly out to talk to his rookie right-hander. Abreu in on the grass at third. Hosmer holding Hanahan at first, but he'll break in should Carrera show bunt. But he doesn't, and he fouls it away.
You know, he's just keeping everything away from Carrera. Everything. Fastball, and then force him to use the big part of the park, and rightfully so, because you have Gordon playing way over there in left field on the line and not very deep. Bourgeois is over in left center field, so you're just going to go ahead, let him hit the big part of the ballpark. Tough to hit a line drive if you throw him high fastballs away.
There it is again. Guerrero lays off 2-1.
You know, you almost do him a favor if you try and come inside because you can speed up his bat. Guys with the little hitters with short swings, little arms, you don't want to come inside with them. You force them to beat you away.
On Carrera, fouling it right back. 2-2.
He had a good pitch to hit here. This is what you can't do. You can't foul it off. He had a good one. This one looked like it might have been middle of the plate.
Glanced it off the bat. Remember, his first time up, he did the same thing, and he hit a little tapper over the mound that Odorizzi made a great play on. Breaking ball, did he go? No, says third base umpire Lance Barksdale. That was very close. In the meantime, you've got a full count with Hanahan at first base. Runner goes. Carrera drives it to right field, but Frank Cooler will make the catch. And he's going to come all the way back to first with it.
Well, you know what? With that arm, had the assist last night.
Tonight at 7, Bruce Drennan, all bets are off. He'll talk football, Browns, Bills. Cleveland losing to Buffalo at home right now, 17-7, late in the third quarter. Up high to Lou Marson, who grounded to short his first time up. Fouled back, out of play. It's away with the off-speed pitch. Very close, didn't get the call. 2-1. A lazy pop to right. Francoeur will have an easy play, and the inning is over. Halfway home, Royals 1, Indians 0.
Jake Odorizzi taking a seat on the bench. He's done a terrific job in his major league debut with 5 2-hit shutout innings. His counterpart David Huff has also pitched a gem so far. He's given up just 1 run on a solo homer by Adam Moore in the 3rd. One of only 2 hits allowed by Huff. And David will be facing Johnny Giavotella, Eric Hosmer, and Tony Abreu here in the Royals' half of the 5th inning. Checks his swing. It's ball 2. When you look at the inning by inning breakdown this year, the only inning in which the Royals have given up 100 or more runs this year is in the 1st. Kansas City's been outscored 109-90 in the 1st inning of their games this season. Conversely, for the Indians, Jack Hanahan makes the grab. They've had 4 different innings this year in which they've given up 100 runs. The 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Wow. So we talk about, the pitching and how similar it is. Well, it is, but the Indians have given up a lot more runs.
Well, I mean, those are the first 5 innings. You say 4 out of the first 5, there's 100 runs. So I'll tell you what, that's deficit.
And Kansas
That's
City
playing from behind all the time.
Yeah, Kansas City, while their pitching leaves a lot to be desired, they've only given up 100 runs in 1 inning this year, and that's the 1st. Well, I tell you, what else is interesting? As good as Chris Perez has been this year, you look at the 9th inning, the Royals have only allowed 18 ninth-inning runs all season long. The Indians have given up 36. As good as season as Chris Perez has had. Now, those aren't all obviously on him, because there are many times when the Indians have been
you don't
tied
have a chance for a save.
Right.
Well, if you want to take a break next year to spring training, you can spend it with the Indians out in Arizona. You can spend a week long or even just a short weekend stay. Come on out, exclusive spring training trips. You can call 216-420-HITS.
Tony Abreu with a swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Line to left. And Carrera makes the grab. The Royals go 1-2-3, and David Huff, since that homer by Moore, has retired 8 straight. To pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Shin-Soo Choo, couple of hits on the day. He's the only Indian to have a hit in this game. The only other Indian to reach was Jack Hanahan. Choo chases one up high, 1-1. Fouled right back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball to right field. Routine play for Jeff Francoeur. And that's out number 1.
Well, the final student ID night is presented by Taco Bell, Doritos Locos Tacos. It'll be September 28th. It'll be against the Kansas City Royals. So log on to Indians.com.
Jason Kipnis 0 for 2. Grounds one by Hosmer, and down the right field line it goes. Kipnis a little stumble going around first.
He's going for third.
But he'll get the second. He'll keep on motoring all the way into third with a 1-out triple.
Well, in this park, it gets down into that corner, and it's tough to dig out because they are rounded down there at the lines, and you almost have to cut it off or go wait for it to get to you. As Kipnis keeps this ball fair, you watch where Francoeur is, and now watch how he's got to wait for that ball to come get to him. By the time he can get it with the speed of Kipnis, he almost slipped around first. There's no doubt he took that extra peek and said, I'm going for third, so a 1-out triple for Jason Kipnis, his 4th on the year. That's the tying run 90 feet away, and the Royals will bring the infield in now for Cabrera.
As Drubel 0 for 2. He has flied to left and fouled out on the infield. Good block by Moore. 1 ball, no strikes. I don't mean this to take anything away from Jake Odorizzi because he's got a 3-hit shutout working, but I mentioned it before. His fastball's 90. He's got the big slow curve.
Change up. Well, it's nothing electric from up here. First time they faced him, but you know, I don't know. He's made it look easy. He's walked one guy. That was Hanahan. He had him down in the count, but he ended up walking him. That's it.
Cabrera wraps one to right center field. That's a base hit, and we are tied at 1. So the Indians put together back-to-back hits, and maybe third time through the lineup they've solved him. We'll see.
Well, that's just the thing. This is the 3rd time they're going through now. So they have an idea of what his pitches will do, and Cabrera jumps on this one out over the plate. 89, good pitch to hit, and he hit it. Give him his 60th RBI. So back-to-back hits, and it's a tie ball game.
Tied at 1 now here in the 6th for Carlos Santana, who is 0 for 2, and he drives one to deep right field. Francoeur back. He's out of room. It's out of here, and the Indians have taken the lead with 3 straight hits here in the 6th inning as Carlos Santana connects for his 17th home run of the year. And it's a 3-1 Indians lead. So indeed, third time through the lineup, they have found something, and they have solved Jake Odorizzi, the rookie in his major league debut here today.
That's the 17th home run, and he just left that one right down the middle, out over the plate. Santana didn't miss it, hit it into the bullpen of the Indians, and that's a 2-run homer, makes it 3-1. So they strike quickly on the triple, the single, and now the 2-run homer.
So Dave Island went out to talk. Francisco Bueno warming in the Royals bullpen. And now Michael Brantley steps in. Michael is fly to right, fly to left. One ball, one strike. That missed outside, not by much. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd. They want those all called strikes. That's fouled out of play, and Michael now has the count even at 2-2. And a payoff pitch. Michael sends one right to center field. That's a base hit. And so 4 straight hits in the inning for the Indians. And now Ned Yost has a decision to make.
I think he's going to go get him. He went 5 innings and then got the first out, and it's been 4 straight hits. And you look at the location, and everything is going to be right in the middle of the plate. And I'll tell you what, that looks like a minor league start. He went through that rotation, or through the batting order twice. And then the third time through, he was not going to make it.
But Jake Odorizzi in his major league debut will get a nice hand from the Kauffman Stadium crowd here today. He exits, and Francisco Bueno is coming on when we come back. Panini camera this afternoon. Stop by and get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. Francisco Bueno. With a runner at first and one out here in the sixth, and the Indians on top 3-1. Making his 16th appearance of the year, the left-hander will have nothing but left-handers to face. Kochman, Hanahan, Carrera. The next three all back from the left side. As Michael Brantley, who singled to knock Jake Odorizzi out of the game, talks with Indians first base coach Tom Wiedenbauer, and now Kochman 0 for 2 will step in.
Well, Odorizzi, he's going to go out there and say to himself, I got through 5 innings with no problem, but went out there in the 6th, and if you look at the location of the pitches that he made, Kipnis, Cabrera, Santana, Brantley, too many balls middle of the plate, and for the third time through, Indians hitters took advantage of them.
And now Kochman bangs one to first. Hosmer steps on the bag. He's got Brantley in a rundown. Hosmer flips it to Giavotella, who runs him back, and now Escobar drops the ball, and Brantley is safe. So not well executed there by Kansas City, and give Brantley credit for staying alive long enough to get himself back to first.
Yeah, that's a good job by Michael Brantley. You see, you don't give the ball up when you're that far away, and right there, that was Escobar's problem. And then Giavotella here gives it up, and then trying to get him to tag. And Brantley did his job. Did a nice job. They did a poor job in that rundown, and they weren't close enough to the runner to really tag him.
I was going to say, that's what Michael did a great job of. He never let anyone really get that close to him.
Right. And when you can make a guy give it up and not get that close, you have a good chance. And he did a nice job.
So instead of the inning being over, Jack Hanahan gets a chance to bat. They've charged Escobar with an error.
Yeah, they should, because he had the ball. He didn't catch it cleanly and put the tag on him. It bounced out of his glove.
Really what that does is it really benefits the pitcher. So anything that happens from here on out will be an unearned type of deal, because that should have been the third out of the inning. Up high, 2 balls, no strikes. A little bit outside. Adam Moore looked back to home plate umpire Mark Ripperger to ask him, but it's 3-0. Taking all the way now, 3 balls and a strike. Minnesota has added to their lead 7-2. They lead the Tigers in the 8th inning in Detroit. Big chopper wide at first. It's into right field, a base hit. Brantley stops at second. And the error really helping the Indians keep the inning alive now. Base hit here could give them another run.
Well, it also goes to show you, when you get the count in your favor, a 3-1 count there by Jack Hanahan. He could sit on that fastball away, and he got it, and he pulled it in the hole. So he eliminated doubt. Looking fastball, got the fastball, and gets a base hit. That's 7 hits now for the Indians. 5 in this inning. Nobody had a hit before this inning except Chu. Chu had 2 of them. And now it's 5 hits in the 6th inning here for the Indians.
Ball 1 to Carrera, who is 0 for 2. Bueno delivers. And Carrera socks it foul. Look out. Breaking ball. Shoots it to left. And Alex Gordon will make the catch. But the Indians wake up here in the 6th inning. Carlos Santana's 2-run homer as the Tribe in front 3-1. Indians, bottom of the 6th inning. Adam Moore, Jason Bourgeois, and Alcides Escobar due up. Moore has accounted for the only run of the game for Kansas City, a solo blast in the 3rd that gave them a 1-0 lead. It's the only blemish so far for David.
Well, this is right now where David goose egg. Put that 0 on the board. He's been very good today. He made one mistake to this guy, and that's it. Just 2 hits allowed. But after you score, shut this team down.
Catches the outside corner, and quickly it's 0-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Moore, a career 197 hitter in 68 games with Seattle. He was a college teammate of Alex Gordon at Nebraska. This is big college football territory. You've got so many programs, K-State, Jayhawks, even Nebraska's not that far away. Missouri. Adam Moore draws a walk, so David got ahead 0-2 and couldn't put him away.
Yeah, his first walk of the day, too.
And it had to be a leadoff guy. Game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. We told you about the Moore homer. Indians come back on a Cabrera base hit that scored Jason Kipnis, who had tripled, and then Santana with a big bomb. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. That bunt is foul. The 0-1 down in the dirt. Just up high, 2 balls and a strike. Get the answer to the AT&T trivia question right now. We're looking for guys who hit bombs, hit doubles, hit triples. Well, you know one of them. This is George Brett.
How about Granderson, too? I know he had a...
The Grandy man.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
And Jeff Heath, 1941. So 1 on, nobody out. 2-1 count for Jason Bourgeois. Fouled back out of play. That's fouled back. And he misses yet again, a full count, and he's starting to wobble a little bit, so the bullpen is up and busy.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, you get these guys out here, and he has been breezing. And then, you know, you get him some runs, and the next thing you know, he's ahead in the count. I mean, you could throw a fastball down the middle, and even if he hits it out, it's 1 run. But you don't walk him.
To center field, where Michael Brantley makes the catch, 1 away. Back to the Hyundai Studios we go once again. Here's Al Pawlowski with an update from the Bronx. All right, thanks, Al. Yeah, they had the early lead, let the Yankees come back and tie it. And now they're back in front. Now can they hold it? They couldn't hold them off yesterday. Alcides Escobar 0 for 2 today. Fly to center back in the first, fouled out his last time up. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Walk it off, son. Walk it off. Oh, right off the
shin burger.
Inside of the shin right there.
That hurts. That takes a little more time than maybe off your toe or your foot. Boy, that's all bone right there.
Now the set on the 1-1. And now Huff gets ahead. In the air, shallow left. In comes Carrera. And we've got 2 down. So now the lefty-lefty matchup with Alex Gordon. David Huff has made 80 pitches, and 50 of those have been strikes. You got Rogers ready in the bullpen. I don't miss my bet. If David doesn't get Gordon, then Manny would probably go to Rogers to face Butler.
That's not a bad idea.
Now remember, the last time up Gordon hit one, it was pretty deep to center field. Down on the dirt, ball 1. You know, when you look at the setup of a lot of hitters, some guys really like to stand on top of the plate, really crowd it. Gordon's a guy, he sets up probably as far away from the plate as any hitter I've seen.
Yeah, and he likes to extend his arms. You know, he still likes that ball. He probably doesn't like it in. But you watch, he's going to get good extension.
I think that's also, don't you think that's why David's trying to pound the outside corner? Because from where he sets up, he might give up on that pitch away because it looks away when you're that far off the plate to begin with. Starts with that front foot open, but then he goes toward the pitcher and close himself off at contact, or to square himself up, not close himself
George
off.
Brett was a hitter that was off the plate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
way off the plate, and then that crouch, and extended his arms and used the whole field for hitting.
I see a lot of guys hunched over like he was. Most guys seem to be more erect nowadays than. Brett always seemed like he was bent over at the waist when he was at home plate.
Oh,
kind of like Rod Carew was like that a little bit. Probably a lot of guys if we start thinking about it.
Well, when you look at a lot of the guys in Kansas City, they used to be off the plate and extend. That was Charlie Lyle's theme of hitting.
Right. There's Gordon taking that pitch the other way, and he bloops it in for a base hit. And Adam Moore got a good read, goes all the way to third base.
Well, with 2 outs, he's off and running, so he's got to get to third base there. And Actus Canal's got to come get him. This was off the end of the bat. It was just placed perfectly. It was just up. It was bell high. That's the reason why he was able to get to that ball. If it's down at the knees, he doesn't get it, because your legs really have to work when the ball's down in the zone. He left it up, and that's going to do it for David Huff. He will leave with 5 2/3, but the tying runs on base. And they've got Butler, the hitter, coming up, and he's going to end up having to face Rogers.
So that's it for David Huff. We've got a timeout. Tribe on top, 3-1. On for the Indians now. 40th appearance, 3-1, a 2.42 ERA. He'll be going up against Billy Butler as Kansas City tries to answer back. This has been a season-long issue for the Tribe when they have been able to score. So many times the Indians pitchers have been unable to hold the opposition. Billy Butler 0 for 2 on the day.
Well, this is the big point of the game right now. Their best hitter up in a situation when they need a base hit.
Goes after the first pitch, flies at the center field, and Michael Brantley makes a running catch to end the inning. So the Royals strand a pair, and after 6, it's 3-1 Cleveland.
And fill up on your favorite ballpark food. You have the hot dog classic combo deal. It includes a Sugardale all beef hot dog, 16-ounce Pepsi, and a large popcorn. Or you can get the Brat classic combo. It includes a Brat and a 12-ounce beer, both for just $8. So log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Everett Tiefert on for the 16th time this year. Left-hander. Oh, come on. Lou Marson, the right-handed batter, will lead off, and then you got Chu and Kipnis. Marson 0 for 2. He has grounded out, flied out here today. Wow, Minnesota leaving no doubt against the Tigers today. Twins lead Detroit 10-2. They've gone to the 9th inning.
Well, and they have another ball game left this evening.
Oh, and 2 the count. They're underway in the Windy City, or I should say in Anaheim, where the White Sox trying to stop a 4-game losing streak against the Angels. It's an Angels team that has crept to within 2.5 games of Oakland in the American League wild card race now. He did not get timeout called, and it's low for a ball.
You're kidding me. What, he tried to get timeout and he didn't give it to him?
Didn't give it. I mean,
did he even call anything?
They didn't put it up on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure he did not get time called. So it's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's 2-2. You're right.
Tiefert deals. Up high, full count. And Lou ends up drawing a walk. Our highlight reel brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. These are the last 4 batters that Jake Odorizzi faced in the game.
And look at, they're all down the middle. Kipnis was down a little bit, but he had the triple, and then the base hit. There's the home run. Here's Brantley's single. In every pitch, right out there. Great pitch to hit, and they didn't miss one of them.
Shoot 2 for 3, couple of singles on the day. Having trouble throwing strikes now. They've got a right-hander up in the Kansas City bullpen. It's Vin Mazzaro. That's fouled out of play. 2 balls and a strike. South Teaford has fallen behind 3-1. Jason Kipnis waiting on deck. And Chu on a 3-1 pitch bounces it to Hosmer. There's one. That's all they'll get, one away. Carlos Santana's 2-run homer in the 6th inning not only gave the Indians the lead, it helped us raise more money for one of our favorite causes, the Gathering Place. And every time the Indians homer this year, Rick and I each make a donation, as well as great clips. You can make a donation by logging on to touchedbycancer.org. Great needs, great deeds, great clips. Jason Kipnis, who tripled into the right field corner, began the demise of Jake Odorizzi in that 6th inning and sparked the Indians to a 3-run rally to take the lead. Kipnis with a line drive single to right. And Chu will stop at second. 2 on with a 1 out for Asdrubal Cabrera.
Second straight hit for Jason Kipnis. Let's see what the left-hander offers him. He went fastball. They wanted it away. He threw it in. So a mistake there that Kipnis takes advantage of. 8 hits now for the Tribe.
Timeout for a pitching change. Ned Yost going to go back to his bullpen. He wants the right-hander to turn Cabrera and Santana around, with the Indians on top 3-1 here in the 7th. Time brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, that was the 6th inning. The 1-out triple by Jason Kipnis, his 4th of the year, and then the gates open, the floodgates. Able to get to Jake Odorizzi. They scored their 3 runs on 4 consecutive hits.
Then Mazzaro facing Asdrubal Cabrera. Mazzaro deals. That's outside ball 1. Cabrera drove in a run and scored in that 6th inning right after the Kipnis triple that started it. runners go. And the throw to third goes down the left field line. Chu will get up and score, and it's 4-1 Cleveland.
Well, give them both stolen bases, but I think that throw for Moore was right on the money. And Abreu at third base goes off his glove. I thought they had it. I mean, you'll see both of them going, but watch the throw from Moore to Abreu. Abreu, unless that ball was it wide?
It was into the runner, that's for sure. It wasn't an easy play for Abreu.
But I think he can catch that ball, to be honest with you. I mean, even if you don't get the runner, you still should catch the baseball. That's going to be an error. I don't know who they gave the error to. Let's take another look.
Give it to the catcher, by the way.
Okay, all right, the catcher's going to get it on the throw, but watch the positioning. I don't know if he slipped with his feet going over there
awkward,
and couldn't go out, but the aggressiveness pays off. They get the stolen base.
Well, that's a risky move with a left-handed hitter up there, too. I mean, you've got Moore with nothing to impede him from making a throw down to third. But it pays off for the Indians. They get another run and runner in scoring position. And Cabrera walks. So, boy, Kansas City's bullpen faltering here in the seventh. Teaford walked the leadoff man. Now Mazzaro walks the first man he faces. And now Carlos Santana, who hit a 2-run homer his last time up. Outside, ball one. Santana, base hit into right field. Frank Core up with it. Kipnis coming around third is stopped immediately. Throw gets away, and now Kipnis is going to score.
That's a good
and
job.
And Cabrera hustles into third. Santana down to second. It's 5-1 Cleveland.
Keep your eye on the ball at all times. And once the throw came in from Frank Core and it bounced away from the catcher, he was able to come in and score. That'll be another error on Kansas City on this base hit. Frank Core is going to get it, and rightfully so. They hold him up, which I can't blame him with 19 assists. But that throw short hopped Moore at home plate, and it deflects. Mazzaro was backing up, but it deflected out of reach. So everybody will move up a base.
Now they'll intentionally walk Michael Brantley to load the bases. And the third error of the day for Kansas City, second of the inning, and it's starting to come apart for the Royals, who were looking for their fifth consecutive win overall coming into today's game, trying to beat the Indians for the 8th straight time. But now the Tribe has opened up a 4-1 lead and looking for more. Casey Kochman coming up 0 for 3. Cabrera at third, Santana at second, Brantley at first. And Kochman checks on a strike call. Out of play, it's 0-2. Casey 2 for 16 this year with the bases loaded. Got a piece, stays alive. You know, we talked about productive outs. Casey's 2 for 16, but he doesn't have a sac fly either in a bases loaded situation.
So, you know, the amazing thing for him, though, is a guy, he doesn't strike out a lot.
No.
He seems to find a way to put it in play. But to me, that just suggests that he's a little more defensive up there than he is just being patient.
Indians have 12 as a team, 12 sacrifice flies with the bases loaded. The 0-2.
There's 13.
There's a drive to deep center. Back is Bourgeois, still going back, fighting the sun. Drops the ball. Cabrera scores. Santana will stop at third, and it's a 6-1 Indians lead as the Royals' defensive woes continue here in the inning.
That's the second fly ball he's dropped in the series.
Now, I know he's fighting the sun there, but it looked like he had it. And I don't know. Take another look here.
Well, it's a sac fly any way you shape it. I mean, Kotsman did his job right there, and you see he's going back.
He never did catch it. I thought he had leather on it, but he didn't.
The leather got a forearm on it. You see he's going to block the sun. He's got glasses, and then he just lost it. So does that go as a hit? I don't know. We'll have to see how they score, but the Indians score another run. The Royals make another pitching change. And
I think they gave him a hit, Rick.
We'll
5,
settle
6,
it.
7, 8, 9. They put 10 hits up on the board. I think that's going to be scored a hit. But we'll sort it all out while they make the pitching change. 7. Yeah, they give him a single and an RBI. For the Indians, and they're taking full advantage of the Royals' generosity here today. Casey Kochman was given credit for an RBI single. The bases are still loaded. 3 runs are in, and it's 6-1 Cleveland. They've got him loaded up. Tommy Hatovi, left-hander, will be on to face Jack Hanahan, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. Jack 1 for 8 this year in bases loaded situations. And Hanahan dumps an RBI single into left field. That's going to bring home Santana. And the bases are still loaded as the Indians have now scored 4 times in the inning. And they lead it 7-1.
Hanahan jumps on that first pitch off the end of the bat, placed perfectly, but it does fall in. So everybody moves up a base, and that's how they've been doing it. Everybody's been moving up a base the last 3 times. It is now a 7-1 game. They've got 4 runs in the inning, still just 1 out, and a chance for Carrera to add to it.
And Carrera pops one up on the infield on one bounce, and a nice running play by Escobar to retire Carrera, who picks up an RBI. 8-1 Cleveland. Little chopper. As the Indians bat around here in the 7th. Again, it's not to belabor the point, but we've seen so many times where the Indians didn't take advantage of these kinds of situations. You get a productive out there. You chop it onto the ground, you get the run home. And now 2nd and 3rd with 2 out. Lou Marson started this inning with a walk. Down low, 2-0. Tommy Hitovi, the 2-0 pitch. Now the 2-1 offering. Lou takes 3 balls and a strike. Now Ned Yost can't be real pleased with any of the 3 pitchers he has brought in this inning.
Now this inning has been an ugly inning for Kansas City. They have 2 errors already, given 5 outs in the inning.
But the pitchers really haven't helped themselves much
Marston's
either.
walked twice in the inning.
The bases are reloaded. And Shin-Soo Choo, with 2 hits on the day, will be the batter now.
And 4 walks in the inning, a couple of errors, a couple of Indian stolen bases.
All 1. A 5-run 7th inning for the Indians. Well, the Indians started their year in Kansas City with a big inning. Now a chance to end their year, their last game here, with a big inning.
7-run inning. That's what they had at the start of the year.
And was that in the first? That was the first inning, too, wasn't it?
Sure was. Off Luke Hochevar.
Hitovi deals, and Choo backs away, but it's over the plate for a strike. 2-2 the count. The pitch. And Choo. Oh, what a catch! Are you kidding me? Luke Hitovi, or Tommy Hitovi, just made an amazing play on a line drive by Choo. Watch this catch. Yeah, that was ticketed for center field, but Tommy Hitovi gets himself out of the inning with a nice grab
And the Indians have blown it open with a 5-run seventh to take an 8-1 lead. The seventh inning stretch brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic and their free walking program, Let's Move It. Mondays at Progressive Field and the Metro Park Zoo. Visit letsmoveit.org for more information. Seventh inning, just waiting for the umpires to give the okay to continue play. I'm not sure why we're still waiting, but Esmiel Rogers is ready to go. He got the last out of the sixth inning in relief of David Huff. Jeff Francoeur, Johnny Giavotella, and Eric Hosmer due up here for KC. And Rogers with a fastball strike. And a liner toward right field. Chu on the run, can't get it. It's in the gap. It'll go all the way to the wall. Francoeur on his way to second. And he'll pull in there happily with a leadoff double.
Only the fourth hit for the Royals, but he plugs a gap in right center field on a slider that he left up a little bit. Francoeur goes to right center field. He'll be happy. He has 2 of the 4 hits today. Yeah, he looked over there and 8-1 score. He was happy with the double. He wasn't going to try and go to third.
Johnny Giavotella has popped up in both at bats today, once to the shortstop, once to the third baseman. And takes a strike. The 0-1. Popped him up again, but this one is back to the screen. Will Marson have a play? No. Needed about another 2-3 feet. He might have been able to grab that one. Giavatello with Eric Hosmer to follow. Fly ball right field. Chu's there to make the catch. Francoeur will tag. He'll go to third. Here's Chu's throw offline, way offline. One down, a runner at third, and here is Eric Hosmer. Hosmer 0 for 2 today. Chance for an RBI. The Indians will play the infield back. Gladly trade, run for an out here. Rogers ready. In the dirt. Now the 2-0. Way outside. 3 balls, no strikes. White Sox Angels, they're scoreless in the third after Detroit got thumped by Minnesota in the first game of their doubleheader.
It looked like he didn't want any part of Eric Hosmer there.
Well, he'll get Tony Abreu now, who's 0 for 2 on the day, switch hitter. Bat from the left side for the first time, as the Indians will make a call down to the bullpen. Plenty of guys down there to talk to. And a first pitch strike to Abreu. Just maybe having a tough time throwing strikes. I don't know. He's 1-1 now to Abreu.
Yeah, not the time and not the situation to be nibbling.
High fly ball, right center field. Brantley into the gap will make the catch. Tagging and coming home is Francoeur. That makes it 8-2. Kansas City gets on the board, and there are 2 down in the inning as Abreu gets his 12th RBI. And with 2 down, Adam Moore will be the batter. Moore homered back in the third and walked his last time up. There's a good fastball in there for a strike. Bouncing ball to third. Hanahan goes to second for the inning-ending force. 7 complete. Indians 8, Royals 2.
The telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Eight-2, Indians on top. Eighth inning, and Kansas City goes back to their bullpen. Sixth man to work today is Jeremy Jeffress. He's on for the 12th time this year. Two, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Indians. Irving Falou is now taking over for Alcides Escobar at shortstop.
Well, this guy was also part of that deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, we
starting pitcher Jake.
Just about
Odorizzi.
everybody.
Yes, we have.
Odorizzi, Escobar, Jeffress. Who was there? One? Oh, and Lorenzo Cain's on the DL.
Lorenzo Cain, who is, yes, he's not able to play, but we've seen 3 out of the 4.
Yeah. Jeffress, a pretty hard thrower. Jason Kipnis, boy, he's having a good day now after he was 0 for his first 2. Tripled, singled, stolen base, couple of runs scored.
Well, he's getting ready to go home, Chi-Town, where he plays so well.
That is right.
Loves that town.
Strike called. 1-1 to count. Fastball off the plate. Jeffress, the 2-1 to Kipnis, and it's fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jason pops it sky high, right center field. Bourgeois will make the catch. 1 away. Here's our Hyundai box score. Brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come see the all-new 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Look at all those 2s. Chu, Kipnis, Santana, Hanahan, all with a couple of hits each. And great to see 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Getting some big hits today. And the Indians with some breathing room. Bouncer to short. And Falou with a good arm throws him out 2 away. I think we'd only seen Falou play at second base, but
yes,
he's got a shortstop arm.
Well, you're only going to see one shortstop here with Escobar when it counts.
Santana looks at a ball outside. 2-run homer back in the 6th for Carlos. Slugged up the middle, but with Giavitello from the outfield grass, he's able to throw him out. Middle of the 8th, it's the Indians 8 and the Royals 2. Back here in Kansas City, where the Indians have an 8-2 lead, and Tony Sipp is coming on now, the third Indians pitcher of the afternoon. He'll be facing the top of the Royals order. Jason Bourgeois 0 for 3 to lead it off as Tony Sipp. Now the 1-1 from Tony Sipp. And Bourgeois takes a strike. Just foul third base side. And he fights him off, goes to right field, but Chu had him played shallow. Good break on the ball, and that's out number 1. Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show comes your way immediately following the ball game. We'll have the highlights, talk with one of the stars of the game, and look forward to the big 3-game series with the White Sox in Chicago. That's all straight ahead. No balls and a strike to count on Irving Falou, his first at bat here today. And a bloop shot to center. Brantley will play it on a bounce. And Falou is aboard with 1 out.
A little off the end of the bat there. Didn't get it deep enough. Brantley had to play it in off a bounce. It's only 5 hits for the Royals this afternoon. The Indians with 11. 8-2 ball game. Indians in total control today.
A little bit low to Alex Gordon. Well, the Kansas City Royals had been playing good baseball, winners of 4 in a row. But it came apart on them with their defense. Made 2 errors, could have been 3 errors in the inning. The ball in center field that wasn't caught by Bourgeois was not ruled an error, but I mean he was standing right in front of it, and
yeah,
he lost it in the sun.
Yeah, they gave the Indians a lot of outs that inning. 5 outs in the inning, even on the double steal. The ball that was thrown to third base at least should have been caught.
Indians have taken advantage, and they've made the most of it. Rolling up 8 runs on 11 hits. Now Tony Sipp just needs to throw strikes. As Gordon fouls it back, it's 2-2. Low and away. Now a full count. High pop on the breaking ball, and Chu in right field makes the catch. We've got 2 down. And Billy Butler coming up. Billy Butler 0 for 3 today. After 4 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series with a couple of extra base hits. Low and away. Boy, the high-flying Baltimore Orioles grounded by Boston today, 2-1 the final score. The Orioles held to just 1 run.
They had to find a way to get to extra innings, and they couldn't do it. They had bases loaded and 1 out in the 9th. That's where they win.
Angels White Sox still scoreless. They're in the 5th inning in Anaheim. That's Weaver. And who is for Chicago today?
That's Weaver against
the big guy, Danks?
Yes. No, not Danks.
Gavin Floyd.
Gavin Floyd.
Let's get those 2 confused. There's a strike, 2-1. Twins Tigers, a second game coming up later on. Minnesota hammered Detroit earlier. 10-4 was the final score in that game.
Oh, that's going to fall.
Foul. 2-2. Oakland still clinging to a 5-4 lead in the 9th in New York.
Those 2 teams have just, I mean, they go at one another. It's a 1-run ball game. They had 4 straight out in Oakland when Oakland won all 4. This is their 3rd straight in New York. Now, New York won the first 2 games, but Oakland winning here by 1 going into the bottom of the 9th. I mean, that has been 2 terrific series.
2-2. Fouled by Butler to stay alive.
Seattle shut out the Rangers last night, 1-0.
Now they're scoreless in the 3rd in Seattle right now. And a line drive base hit to left field for Butler. Falou coming around. He's going to be waved home. He'll score easily. And Butler into second base with his 3rd double of the series. And it's now 8-3. Butler with his 101st run batted in on the year.
Yeah, he messed around, tried to come inside on him, and he paid for it. He paid for it because he pulled him down the line and down into that corner. As we mentioned, this is a tough wall to play when it gets down into the corner, down around the foul territory and that foul pole, because watch, you have to wait and let that ball get to you. It's got a little lip underneath where you can't go in there and get it. So you have to be patient. Falou scores from first base. It's an 8-3 game.
And a strike called as Jeff Francoeur stands in. He has singled, doubled, and scored a run. Now he's ahead 1-2. Zip tried to put him away. And Francoeur does it again. He goes down and hits a ball that wasn't more than a couple inches off the ground.
Watch where the location is.
Hops it into center field for an RBI single, and it's 8-4.
Watch where the location is. This guy, notoriously a bad ball hitter. When he goes down and he's going to get another pitch that's out of the strike zone, and he's going to drive in Butler. Watch, 2 strikes. Look at this pitch. I mean, take your wedge out. You got to bounce the ball. Look at that. That's the second time today that Francoeur has been able to go down and reach a ball that's about 6 inches off the ground. That's going to do it for Sip's day.
Yeah,
3 hits in his 2/3 of an inning.
Now, Joe Smith's coming on when we come back. The Royals still battling here in the 8th inning. They got 1 on, 2 out, and Joe Smith will come on. He'll be facing Johnny Giavotella, who's 0 for 3.
4 hits all game through the first 7 innings, and when Tony Sip came on, he's given up 3 hits in the inning. A couple of singles, a double. Joe Smith going to try and get out of it and say, let's go, move on.
And he misses for ball 1. A's held on to beat the Yankees 5-4 the final. Oakland maintains their stranglehold on one of those wild card spots. Angels
pick up a game on Baltimore.
Yeah, Angels really need to win to stay 2.5 back. 1 hopper to short. Cabrera will flip it to Kipnis, and the inning is over. 8 complete. 8-4 Indians. 8-4. Indians on top, ninth inning. Michael Brantley, Casey Kochman, Jack Hanahan for the Tribe. Well, I know Browns fans are certainly disappointed in the team's 0-3 start, but they've got company. The New Orleans Saints 0-3 after the Kansas City Chiefs went into New Orleans and won in overtime today. Now the 1-0 pitch. And Jeffress misses 2-0.
Jeffress is the 6th pitcher for the Royals this afternoon.
Brantley inside the bag at third. Down the line it goes. And Michael on his way to second base. He'll go in standing with a leadoff double, his second hit today.
Kept this ball inside the bag at third base. You know, he's got the shades on. You can see the shadows creeping out in front of home plate, so it's going to start getting very tough to see. But, you know, he stays on the ball so well, gets a double down the line. That is his 37th double, his second hit this afternoon. And he has been on base 3 out of the 5 times he has been up.
And Casey Kochman tried to do the same thing the other way, but Eric Hosmer made a nice diving stop to take a hit away from him.
Yeah, he was given the line right there, and then going over onto his backhand side makes a terrific catch. Able to get to his feet, throw it to Jeffress, who was covering on a very nice play by Hosmer. So now the Royals are forced to bring the infield in, try and cut this run off at the plate. So Hanahan a free at bat here.
Jack, couple of hits and RBI today. Lays off. It's in the dirt. 2-0. Takes a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to count with Brantley at third and 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Indians up 8-4. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Indians. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Kansas City. Three and 1. And that's outside, ball 4. How about a little flashback on this date? In 1997 against the New York Yankees, Sandy Alomar with a walk-off base hit up the middle, scoring Matt Williams with a game-winning run. And And then the Indians sat around and watched and waited and clinched the Central Division.
That was Sandy's year, 1997.
Yeah, it sure was. He was in the middle of everything, it seemed like, including the All-Star game. As Ezequiel Carrera 0 for 4 with an RBI. And Carrera wraps a single into center field. Scoring is Michael Brantley, and it's 9-4 Cleveland. Carrera's 8th RBI on the year. Lou Marson, 0 for 2, couple of walks. And Lou looks at a ball outside. I think I said 8th RBI for Carrera. He had one earlier, so 9. Hanahan is at second base. Carrera at first, 1 away. And the 1-0 pitch. And Lou couldn't hold up. Hitters will tell you this is the toughest time. You hope you guess right, because you lose the ball halfway there in terms of spin or rotation or picking it up. With the shadow the way it's set in there right now.
Hope, he throws it where you're swinging.
Mm-hmm. Jeffress delivers, and a breaking ball misses. That's the one you were talking about. You almost hope that pitch just misses because it's hard to pick it up.
Well, with the spin, I think that's probably the toughest thing, going from sunlight into that the shadows, is picking up the spin on the baseball. So for a breaking ball, you see it start out at a certain spot, but boy, after it gets halfway there, you don't see the spin on it to pick it up, and there's not a whole lot of time to decide. But this guy's all over the place today.
The payoff pitch. Foul back. The 3-2. A little bit low, ball 4, and the Indians have loaded the bases again. And this Kansas City bullpen has just been awful here today.
7 walks by Royals pitching.
And only 1 by the starter, Odorizzi. So it's been the bullpen. Now, granted, the defense has made some mistakes behind him and didn't help him out in that 7th inning, but
well, Marson's walked 3 times today.
From the 7th inning on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Chu, he had a chance to inflict a lot of damage in his last at bat, but his line drive was caught somehow by Tommy Hatovi, the pitcher at that time. Now Adam Moore's got to go out and talk to Jefferson. And this is a guy that we've seen him before. And you understand why scouts and coaches would be enamored with him, because he can rush it up there and he's got good stuff. But sometimes you can't harness
16 balls, 13 strikes. In a game like this, I mean, and he's going to pitch in games that your team is losing. There's no question about that. But when you come in and you have an arm like that, the key is throwing strikes. And, you know, they bring you in situations where there's not going to be a lot of pressure on you. So you just go out there and they want you to relax and throw strikes and see what you do. But when you can't throw strikes, it even makes it easier for these guys because they've got nothing to lose. They've already got the lead. If you're not going to throw strikes, I'm going to get in the good hitters' counts.
Chu fouled that off the mask, I believe, of Moore, and it trickled out in front of the plate. This was Chu's last at bat with the bases loaded. And Hatovi just snagged it right out of midair.
Sure did. That ball was by him, ready to go into center field and drive in a couple of runs, but to no avail. He made the play.
Chu checks, it's low. 3-1. Now, the fact of the matter is, on the year here in the big leagues, Jeffress has pitched 10 2/3 innings. I'm sorry, 11 2/3 innings. And he's walked 11 batters.
Well, make it 12.
Make it 12.
You know, they got to get their bullpen up and throwing now. He walks in a run. And it's getting to the point now where he's just saying, you know, 3 walks in the inning.
Lewis Coleman is just now getting up in the bullpen. Indians still have him loaded. Still only 1 out. And now Jason Kipnis will step in. Kipnis 2 hits on the day, 2 runs scored. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-2. 10 runs today for the Indians. First time since July 18th in a game against the Rays down in Tampa. Good block once again by Moore. Boy, just missing with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2. Loaded with 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch is ball 3, and now a full count.
Yeah, from 0-2 to 3-2. He comes out, hits a fastball away, and dropped in a good curveball to get ahead of Kipnis. And now he lets him back into the at-bat. So Kipnis ready to do some more damage. He's looking for a gap to plug.
The payoff pitch is chopped to the second baseman, Giovatello. To second for 1. The relay not even close. And Jason picks up an RBI. 11-4 Indians. First and third, now 2 down for Asdrubal Cabrera. So the Indians today, 3 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th, and 3 more here in the 9th. And Cabrera wraps a single to right field, scoring Lou Marson. 12-4 Tribe. And Ned Yost is going to make another pitching change because Jeffress can't get out of the inning. He's faced 8 batters here in the 9th as the Indians have scored 4 more times to open up an 8-run lead as Cabrera has his second RBI of the day. Cabrera now with 61 on the season. And a timeout here in Kansas City, 12-4 Tribe. Now 14 hits now in the afternoon, and Lewis Coleman is the 7th Royals pitcher to work in this game.
Well, they didn't want to get him up, but they had no chance. Jeffress went out there and just struggled here in the 9th inning.
Talk about a tale of 2 halves. Jake Odorizzi in his major league debut went 5 innings with 2-hit shutout baseball, was cruising along. Then in the 6th inning with 1 out, the Indians touched him for 4 straight hits, chased him, and then they've just
and got sloppy from that point on.
Bullpen and their defense just went south. And the Indians have cashed in big time. 9th man to bat in the inning, Carlos Santana. He has a 2-run homer, a single, and he has scored twice today. Up, foul ground. That is going to make its way over near the Indians' dugout. And Abreu had a chance, but he couldn't quite find a spot to lean over that railing. So Santana stays alive. The 1-1 down low. First and second with 2 down in the ninth, and the Indians in command by 8. Santana rips it deep down the right field line, and it is out of here. Carlos Santana right down the line, a 3-run homer. Capping quite a day for the Indians, a season high 15 runs. Their previous season high was 13 right here in Kansas City back in April. But today, they are ending this ball game with a flourish.
Well, how about a day for Santana? As 5 RBIs, 3 hits, couple of home runs, and this one stayed right inside the foul pole. And I mean, it got out in a hurry. You can see that ball bouncing up into the seats. It goes as a souvenir. 15 runs on 15 hits, and it's a 7-run ninth inning. Just like you said.
There it is.
They came to Kansas City this year in Game 1. Kansas City's home opener, put 7 runs on the board in the first, and they're going to leave Kansas City putting at least 7 on the board in the ninth. What happened in between, let's not talk about, but I'll tell you what, let's talk about the first and the last.
The first and the last were something to think of, to remember, but what happened in between was more, rather just forget about that.
Yeah,
part.
because the Royals had beaten the Indians up until this 7 straight times here in Kansas City. Five times here and a couple times in Cleveland.
Brantley staying alive in there. Indians have batted around twice in the game. 5 runs batted in for Santana. 2 homers. Santana, or I should say Brantley, watching it slice out of play. So Carlos now 18 homers, 75 runs batted in on the year. And now Michael Brantley with another hit. Line drive to right field.
Well, this has turned into batting practice now. A breaking ball that he leaves up over the plate that Brantley gets his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
And Casey Kochman takes the ball down low. Coleman delivers, and the 1-1 is popped up. The left fielder, Gordon, makes the catch. 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 man left on base. And the Indians have exploded for a 15-4 lead. 15-4. Kansas City will come to bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Vinny Pistano now on to work for the Tribe.
65th time Vinny is coming into a ball game. He's done a nice job this year. 70 strikeouts in his 64 1/3 innings. 22 walks.
Pistano ready, the 1-0 pitch, and Hosmer takes a strike. Loop towards third, into foul ground. Jack Hanahan runs it down, 1 away. The 15-run outburst, Mike Pachta tells me, is the most for the Indians since May 16th of last year. Guess where?
Here.
Against the Royals. And I think he told me it was 19-1. We've seen some outbursts for the Indians here in this ballpark over the years. Big innings, big wins, big comebacks against Kansas City. Bounce foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And Abreu, a swing and a miss. 2 down. Adam Moore will bat with 2 out in the 9th. And the Indians closing in on a 15-4 win.
Well, at the beginning of this day, this young man here that's got a chance to end this game started it off. A solo home run in that 3rd inning, and they had a lead 1-0 when his young pitcher, Jake Odorizzi, was right there with him.
Yeah.
5 innings, shutout baseball, only allowed a couple of hits, but fell apart in the 6th after he retired the first guy. 4 straight Indians hits that were all middle of the plate. They took advantage of it, and it has been all Indians since that point.
Yeah, I said at the time, and they were the story of the day. The new guys, the kid making his major league debut, Moore making his Royals debut, but the Indians turned the tables on him, and it's been all Tribe ever since. The 1-1. Moore cuts and misses. And now Pistano 1 strike away from putting this one in the books. The 1-2. Swung and a missed, and the game is over. So the Cleveland Indians, with their biggest offensive outburst of the season, escape Kansas City with the series finale, winning it 15-4. 16 hits on the afternoon for the Indians as they enjoy a laugher for a change. And timeout for our key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, you come back to the 6th inning when it was a ball game, and we were talking about that, and this is going to be the 3rd hit in that inning, and it's a Carlos Santana 2-run homer. That was his 17th on the year, and that made it a 3-run inning. And that propelled the Indians on top, and they never looked back after that. That was the 3-run 6th inning from Carlos Santana. He ended up having a 3-run homer later on in the ball game, and that was all the damage.
Get to a KeyBank branch and rake in big savings on a car loan or home equity loan during KeyBank's Rake It In loan event. Final numbers for the Indians: 15 runs, 16 hits, no errors, 8 left. For the Royals, 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, 5 stranded. The winner, David Huff, he's 2-0. The loser, Jake Odorizzi, his first loss against no wins in his major league debut here today. Time of the game, 3 hours, 17 minutes. The attendance, 22,960. We're back with Jason Kipnis on the Conrad's postgame show. Coming up next.